are back. Very many thanks for staying with us. And just in case you're joining us right now, you are right on time for our gold conversation. And we are focusing on maize farming in Kenya. We do want to understand now in the mid-season, what do our farmers need to be doing? Najua wengine wenyu tumepanga kukula ugali for dinner. Wacha tukuoneshe jinsi that maize gets to you and the work that happens in the farm. To shed more light on the management during this mid-season, we do have Mr. Dennis Kiama back with us in studio. Karibu sana Kenya's Gold.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much for making time to be with us today. And now we are talking about mid-season. Tulishaanza vizuri, tulipanda, tukapata germination, watu wa failed germination tukawafundisha kuhusu gapping. Now during this mid-season, after the weeds zile za kwanza zenye zinatokea before germination, pre-emergent, talk to us about the post-emergent weeds. At what point do they start coming up, and also the best way for a farmer to treat them?
Okay, for the post-emergence weeds, these are weeds that emerge after germination. It has already occurred in the farm. So there are various ways of controlling it. Once, when the maize height is below the knee level, we can use the herbicides for large plantations.
When the maize? When the
maize, the height of the maize is at the knee height.
Knee level?
Knee level. Knee height, knee level.
Knee height.
Yes.
You can use?
Yes, for large scale production, we use herbicides.
Right.
For small scale or medium sized, we can now do cultivation by the use of hoes and chambers.
Okay. Yes. Na kama uko na hiyo large scale and the maize bado haijafika knee level na kuna weeds, you're saying we should not use the herbicides? Okay, well, for the herbicides, we highly recommend at that stage, because the plant will be able to recover from its effect, because it has some retardants effect on the maize. Yes. Najua kusema some retardants, hapo umeka masayansi yako yote. Nataka huyo mkulima wangu aelewe ni kwa nini hutaki atumie herbicides kama mmea yake haijafika knee level.
Knee level. So kwa mkulima tunapenda ni vyema kupiga dawa ya magugu wakati mahindi imefikia kiwango cha ya magoti, kwa ajili ya mahindi ndio iweze kurecover from its effect. Sababu hiyo dawa iko na kazi, jinsi inavyofanya kazi, inapunguza mkasi wa magugu kumea ama mmea aina yote.
Right.
So katika hali hiyo nayo mahindi inapata nafasi ya kukua kwa haraka.
Right.
Yes.
And if you treat it, right, umepata the weeds, the post-emergent weeds, and you use the herbicides during that period before you harvest your maize again, will we experience weeds again, ama once you deal with them, that's it?
Oh, unfortunately this comes kwa jinsi tulivyotayarisha shamba. Kama shamba haikulimwa na jembe, utakuta zile mbegu za magugu from the previous seasons bado ziko juu ya mchanga, so they will get to germinate. So before harvesting maize, utakuta kuna magugu ambayo itakuwa imemea huko ndani. Uzuri ni ya kwamba mahindi itakuwa urefu wa mahindi itakuwa ishapita urefu wa magugu. So that means that competition ya nutrients haitakuwemo. Now that is the advantage part of it.
Right.
When we manage the weeds zikiwa ndogo.
And this starts at the very beginning.
Yes.
So, kwa ule mkulima tuseme, you did not remove your weeds very well. Wakati ulikuwa unafanya land preparation yako, when you were doing your planting, kulikuwa bado your land is not very well prepared. What are the effects that they'll suffer along the way?
Okay, fine. One of it is that we have seeds, zenye mbegu za magugu ambazo from the previous season ziliweza kuanguka, ziko juu ya mchanga. So this means that kukinyesha ama zipate moisture, zitagerminate haraka. And one of the characteristics ya magugu ni eti they are very hardy. They are very hardy and resistant to jua kali na ukosefu wa maji. So wakati inapopata unyevu wa kidogo inatoka.
Right.
So now with this one is that yes, now for that one, that is how for magugu inakuwa. Kwanza ni magugu, ya pili ni wadudu. For example kama aphids. Zinaendanga kwa mchanga, zinafanya stage inaitwa pupation.
Right.
Pupation is the stage between them being a larvae kiwavi na kuwa adult. So usipolima shamba, kiwavi itapata nafasi na fursa ya kukua.
Right.
So ukichanganya mchanga kwa kulima, unazizika chini zinakufa.
Right.
Yes.
For example, you cleared your farm very well. Umetoa the weeds, but then you've taken that weed kwa compost yako, you want to make compost manure.
Okay.
All right? You're adding that as organic matter into your compost. Alafu, ukose kuacha your compost yako iive vile inafaa, because there's a period of time it needs to take before it's ready to be taken back to the farm. Just in case you put some weeds there na hukuacha hiyo manure iive vizuri, if you take it back to the farm, will you also be activating more weeds in the farm? Will it pose more danger in your farm?
Yes, and you will have activated a robust growth of now the weeds.
So zitamea times 2.
Sasa zitamea kwa nguvu zaidi kuliko hata mahindi.
Right.
Yes.
So you have to make sure compost yako imeiva kabisa.
Imeiva vizuri kabisa.
Right.
And that's why we prefer you cover it now with a polythene so that the decomposition can be thorough and very fast.
There's one farmer we visited and I think we aired them about 3 weeks ago. Shamba yake alikuwa ametengeneza hiyo compost, but it's not covered. Na ameendea hapo akapeleka kwa shamba. So that's not covering your compost. The effects of that, what is that?
One is that now the composition, the decomposition of that matter, because mbegu ya magugu, it's a matter. So when ikikosa into those in that atmosphere, in that space whereby there is moisture and also high heat, which is for a very long time, haitakufa.
Right.
Yes.
Great. So wakulima mmesikia, hata kama unatengeneza compost, make sure it's well ripe, imeiva vizuri, because if you take back to the farm with the weeds you added there, zitamea times 2.
Times 2.
Right. Let's talk about pests and diseases. We know that is such a big headache to our farmers. Tuambie just in 1 minute, wanaanza kutokea wakati upi in your farm? Utaanza kuona the fall armyworms at what point, and also what are the signs you'll see in your crop? Very quickly before we take a break.
Yeah, quickly. Immediately after germination, kuna cutworm inakuwa chini kwa mchanga. Cutworm inakataga majani. Kwetu ni kukata majani na inaharibu mahindi. Kwake it is feeding. The feeding of the cutworm ndio imekula majani. That is cutworm. Then we have aphids, bado iko occupation kwa mchanga. That is, and then we have now the fall armyworm, which is hiyo stage yake ya kiwavi, it's a butterfly. So when now the maize iko pale chini, above the ankle, hapo ndo inapata fursa ya kuja kutegea mayai ndani ya mahindi.
Right.
Yes.
Great. So umesema cutworm anatokea after germination. After
germination.
And then we have aphids, which are coming up around the same time.
Yes.
And then now we have the fall armyworm, one of the biggest headaches. Anatokea kama your crop is ankle length.
Yes.
Great. So we'll want you to talk to us about the treatment solutions, what we need to do to take care of that, but that and more will be coming to you when we come back from this break.